And now joining us on News Central now is the Managing Director of Trust Bank Capital Management Limited, Aziz Lawal. Thank you for joining us on the news at this time.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Good morning. Last week we talked about positivity, but on the news we're having so much negativity. Now, Tony Elumelu-backed Transcorp contributed 41% of the entire volume, which stood at 387.2 million. What led to this surge?
Yeah, we can start today's news on a positive note, I guess. Yes, I mean, we saw an impressive half-year performance from the company's revenue improved by, when they released their result last week, revenue improved by over 52%, while the profit after tax surged by over 700%. I mean, typically investors feast on performances like that. Reason why the stock closed on Friday as the most sought after stock in terms of volume. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we're looking at equities now. How has equities and fixed income markets performed in the month of July? We're in the new month now, August. For the month of July, how exactly have they performed?
Yeah, for the equities markets, I mean, two things. Majorly, the earnings season kicked off and we saw impressive results that followed, spurring bullish activities. Also, the passage of the much-awaited petroleum industry bill on the 1st of July forward renewed interest in energy stocks. Specifically, we saw Total and Oando improved by over 40% in July, respectively. That's Oando and Total. Compared to June, the market gained 1.69%, and we also, I mean, in terms of capitalization, investors gained over 300 billion. I mean, so that's the equities markets. So two things: impressive result and also passage of the PIB bill. As for fixed income market, I mean, fixed income market majorly was driven by liquidity. So influx of liquidity worth over $1 trillion improved buying side activities. Consequently, we saw yields drop across the curve. I think that's the insight from equities and fixed income for July.
Okay, so we had impressive results for the month of July. Any hint of how August will be for these two markets?
Yeah, I'll start with fixed income. We expect a sizable inflow of liquidity worth over 600 billion, majorly from maturing bills. However, this will not be enough to drive the kind of activity levels we saw in July. I mean, typically in fixed income markets, the level of liquidity drives or determines how the market will perform. Unlike in July, when we had over $1 trillion influx of liquidity, it's just about half of that we're going to receive in August. So we expect that activity levels for the fixed income markets will be reduced. As for equities, we say that the first half of August will still continue to be swayed by impressive performances, which will invariably drive market performance as well. However, by the second half of August, we expect that frenzy of the earnings season would to fizzle out, and leaving the markets to be determined by bargain hunters and profit takers. For August, as far as equities is concerned, we are going to see a mixed performance, unlike the bullish performance we saw in July. Thank you.
All right, mixed performance. Now, earlier on the news, we reported that the Egyptian bourse intends to lift limit on share price moves. What does this mean and what impact will this have on the exchange?
Yeah, two questions. Number one, education. Trading limits. I mean, to start with, I'd like to mention that that's a good news for Egypt. But typically, trading limits, a trading limit is a maximum price range limits than an exchange-traded security, equities, for example, is allowed to fluctuate in one trading session. So in Nigeria, for example, you cannot, a stock cannot gain more than 10% and it cannot lose more than 10% in any trading day. So that's a trading limit. It's the same thing that we have in Egypt presently, where a stock cannot gain more than 10% in a day and it cannot lose more than 10% in a day. But before the before the uprising in 2011, the uprising that ended the rule of Hosni Mubarak.
All right, and that's all we can take on the news at this hour. You can follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can download our mobile app on App Store and Play Store. You can also watch News Central live on StarTimes channel 274, Avo TV channel 23, Vision 247, Free TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I am Rita Omodia.